No, I was just telling.
And she said that it was actually good.
I was just telling Mike that his grandmother's here, and we're just having a conversation, because his grandmother is definitely like all excited about this, and of course she'd come to one of these things, she'd be like, you gotta invite me, and I'm like, well, she's here anyway.
Yeah.
And so she's just connecting with him, she wouldn't let me,
Oh, very nice.
go, like, she goes, get going with this, I wanna talk first. But there's always one that like helps out.
Can you get something like really juicy and emotional so we can cry like a film?
No, she is a very affectionate woman, though. Validate that, and she had a good sense of humor too, and I feel like she wants to get this party started because of the sense of humor and everything too, okay? So she was sort of whisking me along, because she was very direct that way too, but very kind too, but just let's get things going, okay? And that's her, so I just want to say that to you, so she kind of just made herself known, okay? And I walked away, I was telling Mike, and then she goes, oh no, you get back here. So I said, Mike, I have to talk to you. That's how spirit works. Anyway, so don't, I'd probably be coming back to you. Yeah, because if she could spend the whole night talking, she would, but I told her I got a lot of people to get to. So, so George, are we all set then?
Sure.
Okay.
Other than a camera.
Then a camera. Well, I do my intro anyway, because it seems to me that some new people here tonight, and what I like to do is just give a quick intro for those of you. I know it's boring, but for those of you, I like to say this is let's have fun tonight. I know, and a lot of you know coming to these we can laugh a lot. There can be tears, it can be emotional, but you're really feeling the love of spirit coming in. And for me, that's the most important thing is to know that spirit is around us. They're here to let us know that they're okay and that they're surrounding you with love. And they may tell you who they're with too, which is really important. And so a lot of people want to ask, why is spirit here? So I'm going to just stand here for right now. Spirit comes through for a lot of reasons, from my experience. I've been working with spirit for 25 years now, and 10 years full-time. Some of you had asked me, I have an office in Beverly in Cumming Center, so I do everything from one-on-one private readings up to events like these or bigger events. I think the biggest audience I've worked with is like 300 people. And I can say that spirit works the same way in the sense that it's all love. I never met a spirit I didn't like. And I know when I say that, people say, well, you haven't met my family yet. Because I like to work with spirit on a love vibration. So regardless of how they were here, how they passed, when they passed, whether it was yesterday or 100 years ago, if they want to come in, they're going to come in. It is up to them. They're not here to talk with me. They see me every day. They're good. They're here to talk with you. So I always say engage in the conversation. Engage in the experience, because it's yours. I don't even remember who I start with by the time I'm done with this. It goes in and out. That's just how it works with spirit. So I always say, if I tried to remember everything, my head would go like that. So really, this is your experience. It's yours. Now, I always say this. I know people have the top 3 on the list they want to talk to tonight. People make deals with them. They yell at them. They beg and plead. And I always say, I'm human too. I hope the people that you really, really wanted to talk to will come in. But also be open to those that, okay, it's your Aunt Jane, it's the Uncle Joe. They might be bringing in the person you do want to hear from, because sometimes a person needs help coming in. It's just the way it is, okay? And so the room's going to get busy. I pretty much see them like I see you. I'm going to describe to you what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling. I hear, I smell, taste. So however they want to work with me, that's how I'm going to work with each spirit. And they all work differently. So I'm kind of glad that that happens. So I pace around a bit, but my head doesn't turn 360 or anything. Nothing weird. Believe it or not, nothing weird's going to happen here tonight, George. So I know I always say I'm the boring one here. But be open to the messages that they do want to give you. Because we're in close quarters, you know, I can be off, you know, because everyone's kind of going like this. So if you think I'm connecting with you, please don't hesitate to say, hey Maria, I think you might be with me, because I'm like a dog with a bone. We're gonna figure this out, okay? And I really mean that. We gotta figure this out, because I wanna honor all of the spirit energy that comes in, and I am not going home with anyone. So, I gotta connect with them, okay? It's just the way it works. And you reminded me of this too, is I do get animals too. Now, I know some of you like, I came here to talk to an animal, my dog, but it's just the way it works. If I see a dog, I'm gonna tell you. And they don't tell you what to do. They can give us insights, they can inspire us, they can give us guidance, but they don't tell you what to do. This is your life, this is it. Go with your intuition. I say this all the time. We all connect with spirit, each and every one of you. Every time I ask this question in a group, more than half of the people raise their hands, but how many of you felt spirit around? Most people raise their hand. So we're all alike, you know, it's just, we do this. We just do it differently. So I'm very passionate about teaching people about this too, and how to get comfortable, because when I first discovered I could do this, it was not for me. I thought I was going crazy. I was minding my own business, and then it happened. And it happened quite late for me in mediumship terms. I guess it was in my early 30s. I did not know I could do this when I was a little girl, so I was too busy beating up the real boys. So it's just something that I really had to learn to manage and make some type of sense out of it. So I just go with what I'm getting from spirit now. I don't question it anymore. And I feel very blessed to be doing this, because spirit does bring a lot of love and healing and blessings through. And I think that is why we do this. That's the most important thing. So I just want to say that to everyone, but most importantly, again, have fun. You know, I have, as I say, a good sense of humor, and spirit definitely knows that too. So it's okay to have fun with this, all right? And if anyone needs to go to the restrooms or just wants to leave, feel free. I don't take offense to this. I don't want you to be uncomfortable. If you want to get up and go get something to eat, go ahead. It doesn't disturb the energy for me. So spirit's going to talk anyway. So that's what they do. So by the end of this, I'm like, da 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 da. So it's just the way it works. So any questions for me, or anyone nervous, anything? That's sort of it in a nutshell. Everyone's pretty good. Everyone's ready for this. Yeah, everyone's good, huh? All right. I don't want to be hearing crickets, because then I'm done. Okay, this was a good night. Okay, so I am going to start. This is my water, right? That's your water, right? Okay, thank you. Sometimes all of a sudden I'll pick up someone's glass of wine. I'm like, that wasn't water. Sorry. I'm like, oh. I know, that didn't taste like water. So anyway, I just want to welcome Mom. Grandmom. She was like mom to you though, but motherly. And that's the thing, I try to get if it's her mom or dad's side of the family too, or someone who's motherly, so we try to figure that out too. I guess I'm starting in the back today, because I want to go with this gentleman here too. What is your name, please?
Brian.
Brian, okay. So Brian, I'm also getting a motherly energy with you too, so maybe they're gonna pop in like this today. And when I was getting this, it might just, if you can listen up, because sometimes I call it crossover. I'm still talking to her, but I'm picking up the energy of someone here too, okay? So just let me know, but I have to say, this woman too, she definitely is a strong woman. I know she is, but this one seems like, even her body build, she seems a little bit bigger than this one, so I'm gonna do the contrast, than this woman over here, okay? And one of the things I kept getting is something in the stomach issue too. Something in the stomach, like she may have had some stomach issues when she, before she passed. So I'm definitely feeling that, and it goes up into the heart issue and chest issue. She's going like this with her hands, okay? But she's got her hands on your shoulders too. And she had like thick, kind of coarse hair as she's coming in. It was definitely that way. And I kept smelling, and I know there's food out there, but someone was a really good cook. And I kept getting like potatoes, pasta, all kinds of things like that. I got really dizzy with this woman too, and I also get the sense that she had either circulation or like varicose veins, because I'm getting something in the legs, like she was having a hard time with her walking before she passed. I'm not saying she was in a wheelchair, but I get something about her mobility with her too. But the way she was looking at me was very strong, and it was behind you. And so she's standing right there, okay? And she's got soft skin. Like, I know that sounds, I'm sorry, Robin. She's got definitely soft skin because she keeps doing this to me too. And again, she just keeps wrapping her arms around you. She just keeps wrapping her arms around you. And it's interesting, her passing, it's really hot up here now. In a way, I feel like there was some issues or health issues with her, but still not ready for her to pass. And so I feel like there's an expecting but unexpected. I know it's kind of going both ways, but that's what I'm feeling with her. She had gorgeous hair when she was younger too. Like, she's got this thick, gorgeous hair, and there's pictures, and she's showing me pictures of her when she was younger. So I just have to say that to you. But she says you're, like, he's mine, meaning it's family. And she just keeps saying that to me. And I am going to say this, I feel like there's something about another language that could have been spoken too. Because I'm getting, when I get cotton in my mouth, that's what I get in my mouth. Is any of that making sense to you? Or even you over here? It's not making sense to you? She says she's on the mother's side. She's definitely on the mother's side. Let me just see if she's not going to budge with you either. I feel like she's definitely with you. Let me just see. And she's kind of like her build, she's stocky. I can see it here. She's definitely stocky too. And she ended up in the hospital before she passed, or hospice. I'm definitely getting that with her too. There's also something about with blood, or some issues, like she definitely had some issues in her body. And it's like up and down, maybe even with blood pressure, but definitely up and down with her. And it was like she said, touch and go, but that she passed in the hospital or hospice too. And I'm still getting something with the ankles. Like, I'm getting some stuff in legs, like she had some issues with her legs. And it was hard for her to move around like she used to, because she seems like she was a dynamo. She definitely did when she was younger too. So I gotta say that with her, and there's something very striking about her, and I think it's her personality as well. And as I'm staying with the energy, I also feel like she may have gotten like pneumonia or something sick in the chest. It may not have taken her over, but that's what I'm getting with this woman. And she's standing between you two. She absolutely is. So if it's not mom, not to guess, it may be grandmotherly, she's saying, but she's definitely on that side of the family. So, and I kept getting something with a J and an N. I don't always get names, but I'll get initials. So I just want to say that to you, because she's not leaving you. So I know you're not sure. But she's very motherly figure. Definitely a motherly figure is what I get with her. Yeah. Were there like sisters on the mother's side, like aunts, that you were connected with in the family? And no one else can, Mike, that doesn't sound, that's separate, correct? Yeah. All right, well, let me come back then, because she's not leaving you. It's either you or you. And she says she's with a bunch of women over there too. Like other sisters. Yeah, okay, so now she's going back and forth. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. And an M, I keep getting something with an M too. Something with an M name.
My father's side, there was a Mildred in
All right, so I could be on spirit
Mabel.
dyslexia, wrong side of the family. So go back to the description, because what's important is she definitely had some stuff going on with her legs, varicose veins. She kept saying the M, connected with the M. She's short, I'm gonna say stocky, like she was definitely up here, so I have to go with that. She had a shape on her, but not very tall, and she's probably like about 5'2", 5'3". And she had like grayish hair, but when she was younger, it was dark, it was thick, like I'm seeing that with her too. And she's connecting with other women, like aunts or something like that in the family too, that she's with over there. So, and she, yeah, she passed in the hospital. Is someone else getting it? No? Okay, and it's something about chest pneumonia and some issues in the stomach area too. So I will say that. I'm gonna leave them with you because they're not budging, because I'm always asking, and let me come back to it then, because she is definitely not leaving. And I feel like she's trying to bring some people in for you. I think they're gonna do that tonight, like help with the younger energy that's coming in. So I just wanna say that to you, okay? So, and this is a strong lady that's helping with that, so I just have to say that to you, okay? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and she keeps tapping her shoulder too. That's why I didn't know you were brother and sister. I'm like, it's between you two. It definitely is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. See, and this is what they do. They keep pulling me back. They keep pulling me back. And I'm like, I gotta get over here. So, it's something in the chest area. Remember I said that? I just wanna say that, definitely. And unhealthy, like with the blood pressure or diabetes, but it's the blood. So I just wanna say that. In the family, okay? Yeah, yeah. And someone did pass too young, is what she kept saying, so, in the family. So, too young to me can even be in 40s or 50s. It's not her, but she's talking about that too, and I feel like it's a male energy that's coming in, because she's going down the family and what's going on with the family, so.
Well, my grandmother had diabetes. She was a stocky woman, but
Yeah.
that rest doesn't sound like her. And my father died when he was 50, first time.
Okay, so I'm gonna just say that right now, because I'm definitely connecting. And if there's some things you can't understand, thank you, because I always say, if you're not sure about something, tell me. But the rest, yeah, because that family's there. I mean, it's definitely there. So she's with the father too, so I'm just gonna say that to you, okay? Because she's trying to bring the family in, okay? And she's also talking about, something about a birthday, and a passing or like an anniversary date that's just passed or is coming up too, because it seems like the whole family's coming together, the whole family, okay? So there's, in spirit, they're saying they're coming in too for that, so I will
We
say
just
that.
had 80th birthday party last
Okay.
weekend.
So the spirits are coming in for that too, okay? Because there's a lot of them over there, that they want you to know they're around. They absolutely are, okay? Can you understand the J name too? Connected on that side, and it's,
No,
okay.
I can think of.
Okay, so I'll just keep that there for now too, but you definitely have family that's coming in. Absolutely, yeah. That way, yeah. And she's a strong woman. I mean, that woman, that's why she keeps herself staying here. So I'll get more, I'll let you know, so thank you for that, yeah, for sure, yeah. Dad didn't believe in this crap, he says, so. I'm sorry, but he didn't.
Probably not.
No, he didn't, and that's okay, they still come in, do you understand, they'll still come in. So, yeah, and I think that's the chest thing that I'm feeling from him, because I was really feeling it as I was coming over this way, so I will say that, okay? He's not saying much, but I'm feeling his presence. He came in casually dressed, but nice, okay? Yeah, for sure, okay. All right, thank you. What was your name, please?
Della.
Della, okay, thank you, Della. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. They wanna keep pulling me back. Yeah. So would you know someone has a great singing voice too? In the family?
No.
Okay. Because I'm hearing them singing now too. I'm getting all red with that. Yeah, okay, all right, okay. Well, I'll just leave them there. They're sitting with you for sure. Yeah, yeah. And they're putting their hand on your back. I feel like I want to send some spiritual healing to your back. So if there's some tightness or something, it doesn't have to be an emergency, but I'm definitely feeling that with you too, Brian, for sure. So they keep rubbing your back like that. Don't worry, I won't, it's okay, but they are doing that, okay? I know, I'm not supposed to touch anyone, so I just wanna say that. No touching, no touching, but we can do group hug afterwards. All right, so I'm gonna go down this way, can I come, for some reason, listen, it's interesting, I wanna go to the ladies over here. What is your name, please? Masha, okay. Masha.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, listen, I get the, I just met a girl named Maria, yeah, okay, so Masha, I just have to say it, Masha.
You do something at work, it just said.
I know, seriously. So Marcia, there's a few things going on, that I was sensing, and just, what is your name, please?
Kelly.
Kelly, is this connection here?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because they want me to go all here, so that's kind of interesting, okay? So one I am gonna say, I am getting also, it's interesting, Masha, I saw this tall gentleman beside you, and it definitely felt like, a fatherly energy, because I try to get if it's mom or dad's side of the family. And it's interesting because I see you have a height to you, he did too, with long arms, long legs. So I'm just seeing him slowly just coming in. He's not very talkative right now. But a quiet strength to this man. And the reason I say this family, because I can see a resemblance with the face. It's like, oh my gosh, even the shape here and everything, okay? So I do want to say that to you. And it's as if he's putting his hand on your back to let you know that everything he knows. Like he says, there's going to be a lot of this tonight, but he says he says, I see what you have to deal with and walk through, and he's here in a quiet strength and support for you too, okay? And it's almost, not that they're completely sad over there, but you could see, he says the family's been dealing with some things, okay? And he wants you to know in spirit that they're recognizing that too, okay? And that you have, and he's complimenting you on how you've done such a, you've stayed as strong as you can, but it's okay not to always be strong. That's being strong, if that makes sense. And he says it this way, because I'm hearing him talk a lot. He's a bright man. His vocabulary, it's gonna sound like there's no accent, like I have my Boston accent, and I feel like I wanna sort of clean up the way I'm talking right now, if you will, like he's very much like that. And he came in dressed well in a casual but neat way, okay? And he didn't need to be the center of attention. That's personality I'm getting with him too. And you know, early when I was getting that younger passing of energy, it feels the same here too, okay? And that's what he's saying, okay? And so it's interesting because it's a great loss, and he's talking about this, and like I always say, we can work on a psychic level too when we kind of know some things, but we want to bring that energy of that spirit in too. And so I'm asking that young energy, that younger energy to come in too. And it's interesting because I got really anxious and nervous. It's not me, it's the energy of spirit coming in. I feel like obviously no one was ready for this either at all, and so it was very unexpected, and I want to use the word tragic passing too. And my head was definitely hurting with this. Like I know sometimes it's the energy of spirit, but my head is starting to hurt. I'm getting really warm, and it just says I didn't feel, it just seems fast, like they want you to know they didn't suffer, okay? Now it's interesting because I wanted to say it was male energy, thank you, and that it was, again, this male energy coming in. There's I want to say a shy side, but also a very wonderful, kind side to this male energy. But the reason he's coming in a bit shy is because he knows how emotional this is too. And I can feel that, and it's hard to even talk about it. And I want to say it's hard for you to talk about it in that way. And he's pointing to you too. So, sir, are you connected with them, please?
Yes, I
All
have.
right, it is. Okay, thank you. Because I'm looking at you two, but he keeps pointing over here, so I had to ask, okay, in that way. And I can feel that. So, no, you don't get away with it, okay? So, so he wants you, and yeah, it's hard to talk about it. and he looks at you like that. It's really hard, and gets it, okay? The one thing, if there's one thing that you walk away with is that there was no suffering. Because I know a lot of people do this, what was going on, and it was so fast, and that's what I'm feeling. And like I said, I have to say it, I felt like this kind of explosion or pain in my head. So I do feel something up here too, if that makes sense, okay?
My brother died June 16, July 16.
Okay, can you understand what was like his head was hurting, like it was just,
He had cancer.
Okay.
Kinda in 18 days. From
And it
was
went,
found, it was
yeah.
gone.
it spread up here, I just have to say, that yes, okay, I'm so sorry, but it was fast. It was so fast. So there, you know, I'm gonna say this, there was no suffering, I mean, that was fast. And it was all up here, it really, so, he has a very, like I said, kind personality in that way. And he is learning how to do all this. There's a logical side to him too. So he's got to figure this out, you know? And it's like when he walked in, he's like this, just, yeah, okay, and hi everyone. And like, he's not, his back is to everyone. It's not that he doesn't want to recognize everyone, but he didn't have to talk to everyone. Like, do you understand? I said that he didn't have to be the center. It's not, hey, I'm here. He kind of walked in very subtly, and that's, it's like, oh, okay, wait a minute, your father? Okay, well, he's definitely with him, and he's helping him come in, okay? So I have to say that to you. And, you know, he is smiling. And I do feel he also kind but a positive way about him too. And he's always looking at the bright side of things is what I get. Yeah. And so he wants to convey that to everyone. And he keeps going to you too. He's a wonderful man, a great friend, and basically you both could talk in a very wonderful way too, okay? And, you know, he says if something's gonna happen like this, I'd rather it go fast. He didn't wanna suffer or anything like that, for sure. Also, what is your name, sir? Mark, is your, I shouldn't say is, but I felt a motherly energy and spirit too. And, cause he's saying, I'm seeing your mom, I'm seeing your mom. So I just have to say that right now, okay? And people can say, well, they didn't know each other, but it doesn't matter. They all see each other over there, they're all gonna have a party tonight, just like all of you are. So he's telling me that right now, but I also felt, cause there's a lot of moms coming in, I don't know why tonight, but they are. Beside you, okay? And I will say that, and she's gently putting a hand on your shoulder too, okay? And she says he's the director of everything in the family, and she just says that responsible, okay? They don't play favorites, but she's saying definitely responsible, okay? So I'm just gonna say that right now. She may talk more. She didn't want to interrupt this here, and that would be her way too. But I just saw a teacup too, like something about tea or drinking tea. But there's definitely that there as she's sitting and just talking, okay? And your brother's reading a lot of books. I don't know what else to say. There's just a lot of books. Who's got the room with a lot of books? Is it you, Mark, or? Okay, he's in the room with all the books. So I will say that to you, and it's their way of letting you know that they're around. He'd like to think he was close to you too, okay?
He's my godfather.
Okay, yeah, all right, because he's trying to connect with you then, he absolutely is, okay? And so in the room with the books, that's what I kept hearing, okay? And so Spirit, and as you'll see tonight as we go, they're always trying to let us know how they're connecting with us, even if we're not sure, you know, because everyone wants signs. Sometimes it's just that feeling or that space, so I have to say that to you. He wants me to say that, okay? And that's really important, he says. You have, he says, a very expansive way of looking at things. You don't always just take things for what they are, you go beyond. And so I feel like there's a lot of thinkers in this family. And he said, more so than me. And, you know, I mean, boom, 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 in that way. He goes, me, I'm just boom, 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 but with you, absolutely, okay? And he smiles at that, very proud, okay? So he's gonna sit here, he's going, this is kinda cool. I mean, because eventually he'd open up to it, you know, he would. And tell the family he's okay. Please, if you can do that, please tell the family, and he's very grateful that and he pats you on the shoulder, that you're being there for his family, okay? Because that spirit wants to make sure that's what's going on, you know, and so he's very grateful and thankful for that too. Yeah, so he goes, I'm good, okay? I also got the month of May, it's May or March? May, is that a birthday?
Your mother's birthday?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's why, I'm sorry, keep that there. All right, thank you, so that's a happy birthday. No, that's why I love doing family readings, because some remember things that others don't, and they start arguing, I'm like, okay, that's fine. All right, so that's just validation that goes around, okay, it really is. Now, I will say, Mark, just quickly, part of what I saw too with her is a house dress. Or like she'd wear that, or even like an apron or something, but I'm seeing her coming in a house dress. She's not wearing slacks right now, okay? And so she's sitting back though, and she's very astute, I'm gonna use the word astute, and very sitting up proper. And just looking at all this, and her hands are folded like this, just quietly. And I'm like, do you have anything to say right now? No, I'm fine right now. And that's how she's sitting, okay? It's not that she was lost for words, but she's, I'm gonna say that politely, okay? So she's just sitting here right now, but I can definitely feel her energy, okay? Yeah, okay. She wore glasses too. She had to wear glasses, because I'm seeing the I know you're wearing glasses, but I saw glasses on her too. I definitely did, yeah. And I'm seeing her sitting next to a kind of a round table, and it's the tea or the coffee, but she's got something, and she's just sitting there and watching, and this is so random, but I'm gonna give it. Something about watching TV, like PBS or some shows like that, okay? And so she's definitely hanging out doing that right now, and just kind of minding her own business, but she says, tell them I'm watching PBS. So did that make sense? Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I know. Yeah. I know, it's the, and what is your name, please? Kelly, yeah. Kelly, it's so interesting because just symbolically too, I see you backpacking around the world, okay? And what that means really is it's also a time of discovery for you. And, you know, you right now are in a position, you go or do what you want, you're learning, new things are coming in, so I just have to say that to you. And you are very interested in a lot of things. And it really is, you love to learn, you know, it's like you just love it, and so there's a lot of excitement around you with that. Okay, so don't be surprised, I call it a spirit heads up, that you may be going to different places, okay, which is kind of cool, which is really neat, okay. All right, thank you. All right, so I'm going to say something. I don't know if I'm back over here, because they're still pulling me. Your family. Look at, she's like, I don't know. I know. And no one's spoke another language in your family, huh? Nobody.
My mother's father.
Somebody did.
My mother's father.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
Polish.
My God, I was going to say German or Polish. I'm not kidding you. I'm like, okay, I'll get back to him, because you got...
That's the other side.
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
You got all kinds of family around you. I'm just saying. Like, they just keep pulling me back in. So I'm just going to say that to you. Okay? You got on both sides going. All right. There's a young boy here. When I say young, he's probably in his early to mid-20s right now. When he passed, and it was an awful car accident, and I'm just gonna say this, and he's hanging out over here because we're letting the people come in from the doorway. It was so bad. I mean, I'm getting that he was a lot of damage here, like it was pretty bad. on impact, and I believe he even got thrown out, the car was in two, I mean, it was just, and he keeps showing this to me, and I keep coming back here, with him. He's got like brown hair, and actually he's saying to me, I was 18. I'm like, okay, and it's like, I don't know, he hit the tree, the car kinda went like this, he got thrown, he had a lot of injury, and it's like he passed there, they tried working on him, I see them rushing him to the hospital. Does anyone have any connection with that at all? What's your name, please?
Nikki.
Nikki, yeah, and it's so interesting, Nikki, cause I'm coming down this way and don't mind me, the blonde here, but okay, and I'm like, it's someone with blonde hair, I knew it was connected
Well,
with the girl.
That's really weird. Can I say why?
Yeah,
I was
Please,
talking
yeah.
to like my childhood best friend yesterday, and like it was.
it's okay. It's okay. He needs to come in, and I actually been putting him off a little bit, and he's not happy with me, cause I'm trying to, but anyways, go ahead.
And like it was like the anniversary of her uncle Jason's he got in a really bad car accident, and he was 18. He like
Yeah.
and I know I just feel bad that like brought back a lot of memories. And basically what he did, he tried to go around, or his friend was driving, and he tried to go around a car, and then a truck was coming the other way,
And it,
and it hit, and he went straight out.
yeah,
And I just thought it was because my friend had posted it at like his grave yesterday,
okay.
and then we started talking about him, about like when we were little, and things would happen in her house, and her mom would be like, "Oh, it's just Jason."
Yeah, okay, and that's the J name I was getting back here
Yeah,
then?
maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just for me, that's how it works, because sometimes I get stuff ahead of time, it's like, hold on a minute. And thank you for validating that, because the one thing, it's like it hit that car and it almost like exploded it, you know? And he got thrown out, and he says, I was 18, and he's correcting me, so, he needs to be honored, and he had to have been at the anniversary, because he ran in and came, they do that, they come in, they let us know that they're around for the celebrations too. So for you to say that just validates that for me, okay? Because there's still a lot of people that celebrate him and remember him. And I know you said it, but even after all this time, he's pretty much in amazement of that too, okay? And his mother, do you know, is still alive? Do you know?
Last time I saw her was like 5 years ago. It was just
Okay.
weird because I was talking to her like yesterday, like my friend.
Yeah, okay, because he's recognizing his mother too. And something about it, I'm just gonna say it this way, within the family, I don't know if it was a split or something, but obviously something like
Yeah.
that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And so he understood that, and, you know, he says, I know how hard it was for everyone. And, you know, it takes them time to evolve and grow over there too. And so him talking about it, I don't think he's come through that much, if you will, talking, so thank you for recognizing him, because he was loud and he was not gonna stop. I knew he was for someone in here, but I'm like, where are you going, okay? And so he is very appreciative, and I always say this to everyone, being open to that and honoring his spirit, because I still feel like there's quite a bit of healing that's going on, okay? With his own family too. And I am gonna say this, I don't have the specific date, but also a birthday within that, in this time frame that he's recognizing too within the family, okay? So you may not know that, but I'll give it to you, because sometimes you can validate stuff afterwards, but that's what I'm feeling with him right now. And man, they were having a good time. Like, he's just got a great personality. They were having a good time when all this happened, because he kept saying, I didn't do it, like it wasn't my fault. I'm like, okay, all right. And so there was a lot of that he was trying to say to me too. But it was a flash, so it happened quite quickly, okay? He actually was in the room when I was sitting in there with me, I could feel it, so he's been bugging to come in, okay? So thank you, thank you.
That was just really random.
Yeah, I know, it is, that's how it works, it's so, that, when you hear me go, this is random, but I gotta give it, it's because it's true, you know, it feels random to us, okay, thank you. Oh my goodness, yeah. He's got high energy, he definitely does. They all want to keep talking tonight. Okay, let me just see. Yeah, there was a woman in the back here. What is your name, please?
Lori?
Lori. Hi, Lori. How are you?
Good.
Good. Lori, there's a female energy. I'm getting a female energy. And it's interesting. I'm seeing her between. It's Laura. Did you say?
Nikki.
Nikki. Okay. And Laura. Okay. Between you two, and her hair stands out because it almost looks like she's wearing a wig. Her hair looks just so set and nice, okay? And her skin is really this soft white, and it's just her face, the way it's coming in, okay? She is, I will say, as she's walking, like, what is this? She's an older woman, I will say that. And she is wearing a blouse with slacks. That's how, I'm just seeing kind of the top of her, but that's how I'm seeing her dressed right now. Very nice. And the blouse is actually, it feels almost like silk as she's got that on, and she's got necklace on. Everything is just so Lori, like the right, jewelry and everything like that. And she's got a little bit of lipstick on. It's nothing crazy, but she's got some lipstick on, and she's kind of standing behind the chair, just like, yep, I'm here. And she's going just like this, and she's tapping her fingers like this, and she's standing very proud, I will say that. She's got some nice shoes on too, nothing crazy, she says, but very, she likes to say it this way, well manicured. I mean, but she's just pristine. I guess that's the word. She's pristine, okay? And I'm gonna get a tissue, but I'm gonna, excuse me, sneeze, thank you.
Everyone says bless you.
Oh my God, bless you, bless you. And she does, she would wear perfume too, because I can smell it. That's, I think, what made me sneeze. It's a nice perfume. It's not anything, it's light, but it's nice, okay? And she's coming down in this way to kiss you. So I very much feel family energy with you, like mom, motherly, grandmotherly energy with you, okay? And she says it this way, she says, I've been watching you. And what she means by that too is watching you in your success, your drive, your ambition, and she says, I always saw it even when she was alive, okay? I get the sense she wants to say it more to you, and she wished she had when she was here. She says to me, she's a spitfire, meaning you, because she's talking about you, okay? And man, she doesn't take no for an answer, that's for sure. You. She was the same way, okay? A little bit different though, she tells me, okay? And so she admires that strength in you. She absolutely does, and didn't always know perhaps how to understand it, okay? And so over in the spirit world, they're always learning and growing, and I feel like that's what she's doing with you, for sure. She wears earrings too, and I feel you have some of her jewelry, because she kept going like this.
Yeah.
And even a watch, something about being timely, okay? I mean, so it's like she's very much that way, okay? And she says, but she's got more flair than I do. And that's in a good sense, you, okay? But she would like compliment you in front of everyone. That's what she's trying to do tonight.
Nice.
She is. One of the things I got too, there's a private side to her, like sometimes spirit doesn't always like to talk about how they passed, and there's some private side to her that way, like she's very, with her manners and everything, you don't talk about that stuff. Yeah, okay. And she goes, but I'm fine. She just goes like that. I did though feel, and I know this happens to a lot of people before they pass, but definitely got some breathing with her, okay? It almost feels like emphysema. I don't think it is, but I got some stuff in here, like it feels in the lungs and in here, really cold and cottony and stiff in here. So I am gonna say that, yeah. And she's much better though. She's traveling, she's telling me too. She does like the finer things in life. And she says, you know, when you've worked so hard to get to that point yourself too. And so she's really coming in to recognize that with you. Like I said, she wasn't always quick to talk like this, the compliments, things like that. Yeah, and I always say, you know, it's sometimes we wish they could have learned that here, but she wants to know that she's learning it. And I got the month of June. They're giving me months tonight. June, and usually it's a birthday or a passing. And don't freak out, but I got the number 13 too. That's a good number. There's nothing wrong with that number. So I just want to say that to you, okay?
Okay.
This is random too. Have you ever gone to Norway or over in that area?
No, but my family's from that area.
Okay, that's what it is then. Okay, yeah. So that's just the connection. So what she's doing is traveling there and seeing family. That's what it is, okay? Because yes, spirit can travel. They can do all of those things. So she's definitely just validating that then. Okay, she is. For sure. Yeah. And it was either you or over here, I get this, but a book, something about writing a book or writing papers. Like something about papers. Did anyone in the family over here do that?
Kind of papers.
Yeah.
Like, it's intellectual papers, theory papers, things like that.
I like to write stories.
Stories, okay. Something about keep doing the writing. It's not you though? Was that yours?
I don't know.
Okay.
His mother was a journalist.
Okay, that's what it, okay, it's, yeah, okay, so mom's definitely writing the papers over there. So that's what happens is I'll start getting in, I call it spirit ping pong, I gotta go back and say, oh, by the way, cause so much information, I can't talk fast enough, I wish I had like 5 miles, to talk, so that's over there, then thank you, because I kept getting the writing and I forgot to say that over there. All right, so I just wanna, but you're also traveling. See, you're gonna be traveling too, and I just wanna say that, okay? And she'll be with you because she loves doing it. Yeah, I got Europe, I did, I got Europe. Yeah, yeah, thank you so much, yeah. She says she's with your father.
Really?
I'm with your father here. Hold on, I just heard her say it. My Boston accent, your father. That's all she's saying right now. He's right there. And I'm just hearing that right now. I'm just hearing that. Yeah. I'm not hearing talking or anything, but she wants you to know that, so he may come in too. She could be a little persistent, I'm gonna say that, yeah. Like, he's right there, she's going, he's right there, and I'm like, okay, if he wants to come in, great. I am, the thing I got a flash like of a nice shirt with a tie, like he would wear ties, okay? So, he's sitting there, hanging out, and sometimes that's what they do, their presence is there, and he's just sitting there like this, okay? So I just have to say that to you, because I'm seeing him right now. But he's like, she's doing the talking.
Sounds right.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what happens, you know? They just keep, and then they learn from each other though, for sure. Yeah, and he's tapping his foot, like he's sitting like this, and he's just going like this, sitting straight up, and I can just see him like this. So I have to say that, yeah. Some things are being moved around for you too, like whether it's an office or a room, you're moving some things around. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Yeah, okay. So he's kind of just sitting there like this, and he's watching, look what she's doing great. Your father's praising you too, so I am going to say that, okay? And so there's some, with that movement around too, it's validation that there's some nice things in the sense of growth for you. Yeah. For sure. And you know, it's interesting because it's growth, but it's also clearing things out. You know how like we want to purge or something?
Oh, yeah.
So it's the same. With that comes growth. Bless you. Smell the perfume too. But if that makes sense. So does that
make sense.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah. She's like all happy. Yeah. I also saw a hat, like wearing a hat, but more your mom, not your dad. It may not be for you, Laura, so I'm just gonna say, there's a woman hanging out back here, and she wore a hat, and there'd be flowers in it, like the fake flowers, like a Sunday hat. I'm over here. I'm like over here. What is your name, sir?
Me?
You, yeah.
Sal.
Hi, Sal, how are you?
Good. How are you?
All right. She's running over to you, Sal, so let me just see, okay? I love this, this is like fun. This is fun. Yeah, okay, Sam. And she's kissing you on the cheek, like she loves you, okay? Like you do, you have such great energy, okay? Now, I am gonna say this, she's wearing a different type of hat. She was someone that, she was who she was, she dressed the way she wanted to, she made a statement with the way she would dress, okay? Let me just see, she's not very tall, she's my height or a little bit small, like 5'2", 5'3", okay? And she's wearing, oh my God, I'm like seeing her so solidly right now, but she's wearing, and she goes, don't call it a muumuu dress, and I'm like, okay. So it's a comfortable, yeah, more like that, you know, thank you. I love when people help me out because I lose my words, okay? And so she liked colors, she absolutely did. And she's going like this to you. And remember when I was getting music back here, was there any time you played music or an instrument?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to say, because she's telling me, because Spirit corrects me too, she's going, he used to play. I'm like, play what though? She's talking music. And this is gonna, and some people it's like it's so random, but she's connecting with you on that level, okay? So, this is what's interesting, and you might be like, I can't remember this. She loved you when you were younger, still loves you now, okay? It's weird. But she's connecting with you when you were a younger child, when you were younger, like a younger boy. Okay, so she's trying to take it to the point, and she's trying to tell me when he played some music, okay? And you always have had a creative side to you, okay? And she's saying it that way, always a creative side and expressive, okay? And she loves that about you and loved that about you when you were younger too. It almost feels like she was some type of teacher, or not to be all over the place like an aunt vibration, but see, and this is the thing, she was unforgettable. I mean, just the way she came in, and she's busy back and forth, and I go, who are you for? She goes, for him. And she grabbed your face like this, and I'm like, I don't think he even knows who you are right now, but she's around you. She is, okay? So when you look in the rearview mirror tonight when you're driving home, you'll see the hat. No, I'm joking. You will be like, I'm calling Maria. No, but she definitely is connected. I mean, I'm trying to get more from her, but it's so interesting. It's the hat. Like, she used to wear these hats. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you ever travel down south too? Or have,
Yeah.
because she's taking me down south too. She definitely is. You know, and this reminds me, sometimes we can have connections with people. It doesn't have to be for a long time in life, but it's a time where we make impressions with them. And I want to say that to you, and I feel that's sort of how it is with this woman in you right now. I will say that, okay? Let me just see. Well, you know, I'm asking her, and I'm like, give me some more, because she's telling me she knew your father. She knew your father. So let me see what's going on there. Hold on, because she's connecting to your father's side right now, okay? Well, I hate to ask questions, but I get the sense that there was some either Alzheimer's or onset dementia in the family too, like not with either father or on that side of the family, because she's talking about that. If no, say no, it's okay.
Yeah, no, there's one woman that's coming to mind who's still alive, but, adored me as a child, but I think she's at the later stages of her life, and I think she's full onset.
Of Alzheimer's, oh my
Yes.
Okay, because this is what happens, thank you for saying that, because when they get to that point and people find it surprising, they are
Yeah.
over there.
I know, yes.
And you're connecting with them,
Yeah.
you connect with them.
Yeah,
So, that would make sense then, thank you, because I'm getting that and her spirit is so alive.
yeah,
Her spirit is so alive right now.
yeah.
And she adores you. She absolutely does. And she's got this way about her. Hi, how are you? I mean, she's always just so friendly and look at you. And I mean, she's just a piece of work in the best sense.
Yeah.
Unforgettable that way. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Sal.
Sal, just, when I get something like that too, and you know this then too, is that don't be surprised if you hear
Yeah,
pretty soon.
yeah,
Okay, I don't like dates or anything like that, but that's what's going on then, so I appreciate you saying that. But she's saying she is connecting with someone on your father's side too, like I can't deny that.
oh, okay.
Okay, so she's seeing your family, so she's been visiting the spirit world then, I just wanna say that, okay? And everything's gonna be okay, she says everything's gonna be okay, all right? And she just, and I'm fine. Yeah, she feels like she's ready. She feels like she's ready, so, if there's something you wanna do, say whatever, is the time to do it. Okay, and that spirit, I feel, giving us a gift when something like that happens too. Yeah, yeah. You're always a bright child, she remembers that. Always just yourself ahead of your age. And the way you converse with people of all ages, like she's just talking about that with you too. And I'm also getting a connection, like you visiting New York or a city like New York too, would that make sense?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, well, she's going with you, so that's just it,
Oh,
because,
I just went last week.
okay, all right, so she goes with you then, okay, because you know how to visit New York, okay? Well, she's saying that, he knows how to visit New York, okay, I'm not gonna say New York, it's a Boston accent, but, she travels with you. She travels with you. She's a friend in spirit for you. And always will be. So it reminds me too, is you made an impression with her that's unforgettable too. And you do that with a lot of people around you. Okay? It's just, and sometimes we take these things for granted, but you absolutely do. And she's reminding you of that too. Okay? Yeah, for sure. It's so cool. It really is. She loves you. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah. She's just having a ball sitting with you now too. Yeah. Now, you're in New York and stuff, but I still see you around music. Like, I just do. So there's something about some music coming in, going to something with music, but I'm just seeing all of that with you.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will say that, okay? Yeah. And she was quite the person that liked learning or going to different things too and learning. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, all right. Something about buying a house or something new with the house too. You've been thinking about something.
Sam, what was the song you used to
Yeah.
sing?
Yeah.
What was the song you used to sing? You remember that? What was it? Wasn't it Coming from the Rain or something? After hours at the bus.
You're getting outed. He's getting outed. Okay. Yeah. But there's something about a new home, new place.
Okay.
All right? So things are in the works. I have to say it that way for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly been in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, she knows it. Yeah. Not that we read minds or anything. It's just, I feel like, so what happens is I always say we connect what's already happening, so it's happening. So, you won't be surprised when you're like, yep, here it is, I want it or not, it's my choice, but it's happening, like, it's gonna be presented to you, for sure. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right, yeah. That's funny, you know how to do New York though. He could be a tour guide, everybody. Yeah. There was someone too, a gentleman, they're just gonna go around like this today. Oh my gosh, he's standing behind this, I don't know if it's for you two over here, but he is smoking like stogies or something, he's calling them. It's, and you can see the smoke coming out, and he's up against the wall, and he's like I can't even do it, and the smoke's just coming out. It's just coming out as he's.
What's he look like?
Oh my! And it's so interesting because he's got like this not deep voice, but he's got this male voice. I mean,
Scratchy voice.
Yeah,
Short?
yeah. Well, they don't like being called short, so hold on a minute. Just average height, okay? Compact. No, this is compact, average height, okay?
My deceased ex-father-in-law.
Let me just see. He could be a wise ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
My
Okay.
father could, but that doesn't describe my father.
No. Thank you for that. I'm like, you can say it. I'm like, no, that doesn't sound like that. It's
He has stogies in his mouth always too, but that doesn't describe him.
no, this one he's average, wise ass. He's looking at you.
Yeah, that's the
And,
one.
yeah, okay. That's what I'm saying. That's
Get along great.
Yeah, no, but absolutely, like, there's no anything, but you wanna know what it is, so I always ask him, can you give me something more? And he's laughing though too, because he could laugh.
Yeah.
He could bust your chops, let's put it that way. And he's still at it over there, he says, still at it, okay? Doing that, but in a friendly way, and because people get confused, they're like, what do you mean, what are they doing over there? But he's doing it in a really friendly way, I will say that. He just goes like this, you're doing good, kid. I mean, just the way he's talking to you, and right is right, wrong is wrong, you know what's right, you always have, you always will, and that's just what you do, and he keeps it really simple like that. And he says, he goes, I don't know if I would even want to use the word proud, but he's happy where you are now, because you do deserve it. Okay, you are someone, as a young man, you worked hard at everything you did, emotionally, spiritually, everything, okay? And he just goes, it takes two to tango, and he's just going like that, and he knows that, okay? And he says it this way, he didn't, okay, I'm gonna use this word, develop like you did when it came to communication.
Okay. Oh.
Meaning you do better on that level,
Yeah.
emotionally, okay? Not that he's a bad guy, it's just
No,
he
no,
didn't. It was sort of like, where's the rug? Let me under here,
That
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, okay, thank you, and he goes, I'm not doing that anymore,
Yeah, good.
okay,
Took
absolutely.
him a long while, but
Yeah.
he got it.
Well, that's just it, they keep evolving and everything, so, yeah, learn it here, people, learn it here, because if you don't, you're gonna have to do it over there, for sure. And playing cards, and I am gonna say this, and you'll be like, I don't know, gambling. I just got something on the side, did some of that, so I'm seeing
Never
that.
placed as a gambler.
Yeah, okay, not all the time, but I'm seeing something
Yeah,
in doing that.
maybe I don't know that.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna say that, and
Unless you're switching to my dad.
some things were meant to be kept secrets. Other things, and he's just saying this, aren't worth repeating. And that's how he says it.
Yeah.
There is a side to him that's, I don't wanna say hard, but private and,
They were family secrets, so we never
yeah,
really talked.
yeah. You didn't talk about stuff. You didn't just, so, but he's coming in that way with you, and he just says you live a good quality life, for sure. You
It's great to hear.
absolutely
Thank
do,
you.
yeah. That's all I gotta say. I'm like, all right, he's gonna go have drinks with the guys. Because he liked to drink too. I don't think I said
Oh, yeah.
that. Okay, yeah. Because he's.
Bit of a wild turkey after breakfast
Oh.
every morning.
Now, is that with whiskey in it or something? Yeah, because I saw whiskey, because I don't.
That's when he died.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, all right.
turkey
'Cause-
and he rocked it.
So here's the thing is they can
There you go.
eat, you know, yeah, they can eat, drink, do what they want over there, you know? Doesn't affect the physical, but yeah, he was having a drink too. He's gonna
Yeah.
go get the whiskey, he says. That's what he just,
My ex-wife was and still is torturous. So,
she's what?
she was and still is torturous.
Oh my God. Look at, she's not saying a word, but, okay then.
There's a lot of validation.
Okay.
That's good to hear from his side.
He goes like this, he goes, well, I'm glad I could help. You know, Spirit has a sense of humor, but yeah, he does respect you. I mean, he did come through, I mean, even though he's joking, he's a guy, I mean, it's just, there's a lot of respect there, which is nice. But he was standing in the background, I literally saw him like the smoke coming out, it was so cool. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
all right, thank you, okay. Yep, I'm done now, I'm like, okay. I wanted to come over here to one of these ladies. What is your name, please?
Kelly.
Kelly, hi Kelly, and your name is? Sydney, okay. Kelly and Sydney, just because I'm feeling someone between you two. So the first thing I was feeling was it's a male energy. I am going to say that, and he. I'm having a really hard time with my breathing with him. And I feel like I'm choking. I'm trying to get breath in. And I got really lightheaded with him. And he keeps clearing his throat. He keeps telling me I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And I just felt like tremors inside, or like just nothing weird, but shaking a little bit. And I want to say that it's as if he collapsed, and I will say it this way, I feel like he ingested or took something that wasn't good for him, okay? And it right in here, I keep feeling it in here, and it feels really hot now too. So for me, that's like drugs or something, but that's what I'm getting with him. So I feel like it went cold here, like I can't almost even talk. I can't even, like it was that bad, and it hit hard. I mean fast, I will say that. And I am gonna say too, it's almost like he, and I'm gonna use this word because he's telling me stroked out because of it. It was so much. And he says that, and as I'm talking, I feel like it's more for you. Kelly, is your name? Yeah, Kelly. And he had been hanging out between you and you, okay? Yep, you just turned you, yeah. Just hanging out, but I know, who, me? What's my name? But Kelly, he is, and I do want to say he like collapsed. It feels more like a friendship, someone's friend, like I don't feel like it's a direct connection. I'm having such a hard time with him talking too. But it was like he suffocated. Yeah. He's taller, like to me, let me describe him, he's about, I would say 5'9", 5'10" is tall to me. So he's definitely that, no, and he's tapping you on the back. So I gotta go with this. So I'm just gonna go with this for a minute, please. And I felt him kind of hanging out with you anyway. He's got like a basic t-shirt on. You know what, he was in, and I'm gonna say this because as his energy's getting closer, I am. He took, he either did sports or something like that, and he took steroids. He definitely, I mean, that's too specific, I gotta say that. And it was something he didn't do often, but he did it, and it was something that was, his heart gave out. His heart, can anyone else take it? Because that's real specific there. I mean, I don't get that often. He took like steroids, and I don't think people knew. And he liked, like, it looks like his physique, his physique is really good. So he was into sports. And he he was working out or doing something and he collapsed. Can anyone else take that? Cause he's definitely up and down here. Shoot. He's staying with you, and not to make it fit, but would you know, like, because remember I said it's like a friend connection, if you have a friend that knew someone that did this, sometimes that's how it works. Not trying to fish, but it's like, it's that type of connection.
Well, I know someone through a sport connection with my brothers who passed away, but I wouldn't know about steroids and as far as stroking out, he was an OD.
It was an OD?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you. So what I'm gonna say to you is it's an OD, but like your heart can give out or a stroke, and he went like this, or bump, bump. So I feel like two things burst with him. So I wanna say that to you, okay? And again, even though you didn't know him well, he's coming in. I'm even feeling, as we make that strong connection, like my face is going numb, like he definitely had a lot in his system. Yeah, he did, Kelly, okay? And it's like, thank you for that, because he's going like this, and I'm not kidding, like, there's something about a brother too, so that's your brother who's alive, but he's connected that way, okay? But he's like this, and he's pacing back and forth, and he kept going, and I always like to explain to people what I'm saying, no, I'm with her, don't leave, and I'm just like, okay. And I can feel it in my eye, I mean, it was pretty strong stuff he took. I am gonna say this, I think he did occasionally, it wasn't all the time, but even the steroids too. Okay, so when you have that mix, cause that's what he's telling me, bam, and it really, both like here and here, and he collapsed, like he was gone, okay? And I'm feeling it, so I know he felt it a bit too, okay, before he actually passed. Because there's a lot of young energy in the room tonight. And this is going away, so I know that, like, I'm connecting with them.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, it's up to you. I mean, you can tell your brother about this if you want to. I never say force it. Your brother, if he's not, he might not,
Yeah, I'll mention it to him. He
Yeah.
really loved him a lot, so.
Good. And what I always say to people, if they ask, hey, how'd it go? Yeah, you wouldn't believe who I think came through tonight.
Yeah.
That's how you say it, because he's definitely here. And he says, your brother, what a good friend he is to people. And he's very supportive and inspirational to people, motivator, and he just felt like there was a really good friendship there in that way. In that your brother would even talk to people about, hey, let me help you out, or whatever it is. I just have to say that to you, okay? And he's appreciative of that. Now, also I get the sense he had siblings too. For some reason I get something about a sister too. Would you know that?
Yeah, he has a sister.
Mhm,
He has a
okay.
few siblings.
Yeah, so he's trying to, and I always say it this way, they're always trying to make a connection. And so when they see a door open, they're like, oh, I'm coming in. So they're coming in on your energy, okay? Don't worry, he won't follow you home. But again, to be open to that, that's really important, okay? Because he needs healing too, just like his family and everyone else, But I feel like your brother who is alive has that in his mindset that he's like, I wish I could have said something, or maybe I could have helped out, like with people, just in general, which is really nice too. But you know what, you're the same way too, Kelly. You are, okay? And there's a quiet side to you that way, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot of depth, And so when you're there and wanting to help someone, you do. It's really nice, okay? So he feels comfortable with your energy too as he's coming in. He does. And he's thanking you. He really is, because he's calmed right down. Right down. So I have to say that to you. Yeah. All right, and the numbness is going away. That was pretty bad. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Do you know if they're doing any type of, what's the word, fundraiser or something for him, the family?
Not that I know of, I don't think.
Okay.
It was a couple years ago now.
Yeah,
I think.
just is something, I'm not sure what it is he's trying to tell me, but I think that's why he's connecting to something And he says it this way, and I'm like, what, big in the family, in a positive way. So I wanna say that, okay? So you might even hear about it, and I love that because then it gets validated.
Yeah,
Okay, so I just wanna give that to you, cause he's saying that too.
thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah, thank you, Kelly, thank you. Yeah, he was another persistent one, I will say that. What is your name, please? Karen, I get mom energy with you, like, motherly energy, okay? So let me just, bring that in, cause she's kind of pulling me over to you. And I got really weak with her, and I'm feeling a sense of frailty with her too. Now this is gonna sound random and stuff, but I also feel like she had infections or maybe some UTIs, but I'm just feeling warm with her. And that she just said to me things weren't functioning right, so I just have to say that to you. But I also feel like you had a lot of care with her. You did a lot for her. But I'm also seeing like the veins in her hands. I mean, she just got weak. I guess when I see that, that's what it means to me. And even my toes and my ankles are getting. Thank you. So it's yes, and that's what happens. And I get this or this on the toes, and she's showing me that too. I'm so sorry. I'm not like, oh great, she had diabetes. It's just yes, I'm connecting with them. I know, but I get excited at the wrong time. Oh great, you got stabbed. Okay, I'm getting it. Okay, no. I did that once. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Yeah, no. But she's quiet, and like I want to whisper to you, you know. And but she's loving up on you. She's loving up on you, okay? And she's kind of almost, I feel like someone was close with her before she passed. And yeah, but even physically, like she says, someone was holding my hand.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So she's not that I'm gonna touch you, but she's going like that, okay? Now I'm gonna say something, she's eating sweets. Okay, because she can now, too. That's right, Maria, diabetes, the chocolates, that's what I'm saying. That also means diabetes. Okay, so, yes, so she's doing all of that, okay? But it's interesting because I'm getting headaches with her, too.
Yeah, she had a lot.
Okay, yeah, so I'm getting all of it, okay, yes. I'm so sorry, but she's bringing that through because you know what? She doesn't have that anymore. She's just really breathing again, okay? She doesn't need extra oxygen or extra this or extra that. And she says, you gave me everything I needed here to feel comfortable. Yeah, everything. And she knows it got tiring for you too. But you didn't complain. You know, you just went about your business. And she's very grateful for that. And she says, I don't know if it's the girls or tell them I said hello. So who are the girls? Is that oh, okay, the girls are here. She's saying tell the girls I said hello. She's giving them one mwah. You too, huh? Mwah, mwah. Okay, I felt the grandmother around you. Are you the daughter? Are you a daughter then of her?
Daughter, yeah,
Yeah.
that's my grandmother.
And I felt the grandmother around you. That's the grandmother, but she wanted to come in as mom. Yeah. And you're so precious. I you really, I mean, and she's doing that. I'm sorry. I'm just like so precious. And you just spend time with her and talk to her, and she's just, you're so precious. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. So she's happy. Like she's giving lovin's all the way down. Well, you can get some too, okay? She is. She's just giving lovin's all the way down. It's beautiful. It really is. And most importantly, she does want you to all know that she is doing so much better. And you know, and they all say this, they don't want you to see them frail and weak and suffering, and not that she suffered a lot, but she is saying now, I'm brighter, my skin looks better. Because, you know, they show it that way, like gray, and she's going, no, I'm brighter now. And I'm eating better too. She's definitely, because she couldn't eat, she says, okay? So she wants you all to know that, for sure, okay? All right, I am gonna say this, she gives you signs too. I know. I know a lot of people use butterflies as signs, but she's given the butterfly as a sign, okay? Or dragonflies, and she points at you, okay? So when you see that and you say, oh my gosh, I think it is, no, the butterfly is not her, the butterfly represents she's around. And I do get the sense that you definitely feel her around too, okay? So believe it, definitely believe that. And she was home when, with you when you were taking care of her? Yeah, I feel like she had to get hospitalized too though, yes. And she says, and that's okay, that's what had to happen then, it really is, you know? She understood all of that and why that had to happen, okay? She liked her TV too. She liked watching her TV, and just both of you sitting there watching TV and just talking and being there with her was awesome, okay? What was it she played or would want, like I kept saying something about Keno or Bingo. Did she ever do the Scrabble? Okay, those are the, and I'm seeing that, and she liked that. Okay, so that's the games, okay. Those were, and she says it this way, some of her fondest memories, okay? And I'm kind of leaning like this because I can tell how sick she was. Like, I'm just like even dehydrated a little bit. Yeah. But I'm telling her, but you're saying it's all better, so maybe, you know. But but that's where she is rejuvenating her energy and recovering, and I will say that. She absolutely is, it's so nice. And she just randomly said to her, hair is growing thicker, growing back, like you can see that. And yeah, okay, and so that means she's just healthier. So I wanna say that to all of you, okay, and to the girls, yeah. October, she kept, I am gonna say I got June, but then I got something about September, October. And I don't wanna go down all the months, but it's so interesting, I feel like she's trying to tell me she didn't forget the birthdays. She didn't, and she's going down that way.
Yeah, she had 12 grandchildren.
Okay, that's why I'm getting all the months.
She had every month.
Yeah, So just let everyone know she's around. Okay, for all the birthdays too, for sure. Yeah. But she wants you all to be happy for her. And it's hard, I know, when they pass, but that she's in such a comfortable place. That's huge, okay? It's still okay to cry, they miss you just like you miss them, for sure. Yeah, okay. And she's kissing you. She's very protective of her. She's not playing favorite, but very protective of her. She just is, I can feel it, okay? So I'm just gonna say that, yeah, for sure. Okay, I got someone else. Where's it going? Hold on a minute. There's someone else. Yes, and she says, Kelly, she says, yeah, you know of this young man, talk to someone about it. She's validating that with your brother, okay? So I'm just gonna, your grandmother's saying that, because they meet everyone over there,
Yeah.
just so you know, okay? Not that she's pushing it, okay? But I just wanna say that to you, for sure. All right, so I am getting also though, because it's not going away the pain. Two things. I don't know if it's that side. There's a gentleman, and when I get the pain in the head and I start going on the left side numb, he says I passed from a stroke. And I feel like I'm over here as he's standing up against the wall, and I know the room's getting full, but he's saying that to me. He was a smoker. It looks to me like he has salt and pepper hair. I feel like it's going more like grayish. No facial hair on him. And again, he's a good height, like I'm seeing him around 5'10". But it was definitely a stroke, and I also get the sense of what he's telling me, it was more than one. There could have been a mini one, and then the big one, is what he says to me. Wasn't afraid of hard work, and I'm getting that with him, though he's got like just a button-down casual shirt on, it's tucked in with like the khaki or the Docker pants with the belt on. And he's just right here. He's hanging out and he's been watching this all night. Now, he looks like he's in, this is interesting, like his 70s. He's telling me 70s, early 80s. I don't want to be all over the place, but that's what I get with him. I feel like it's between you two. Here, what is your name, please?
Sherilyn?
Sherilyn? Sherilyn. Let me just see. He keeps pointing at you, Sherilyn. And he's not like this, the way he came in is, he's a kind person, but I'm not seeing him coming in like hugging like some of the other ones are. He's just standing right there, and he too did not believe in this stuff. Like, you can tell that, but I'm like surprised, I'm seeing you hanging out up against the fireplace. And he's looking at you, and I don't feel like he was he didn't know how to be really emotionally close, but he is definitely in family. I'm not getting a name, but it's definitely up in the head. And I heard him say it was a stroke. I just heard him say that. Is any of that making sense for you? And I got on the father's side, like an uncle of the father's side. If it's not, say no, that's okay. Yeah, okay. He's actually tall, like to me, 6 feet, he's closer to 6 feet tall. And he does have the gray hair, like it was salt and pepper for a bit and then it went gray. No facial hair on him. He smoked. I think he liked his beer. He's talking about beer. I'm actually seeing a can too. Yeah. And I'm gonna say something, and I feel, because he's correcting me, or it's on Mom's side, I don't wanna be all over the place, but he's also saying he knew Mom too. Do you know if there was an uncle, I hate to say it this way, but it was kinda like the black sheep in the family? No, okay. Cause I feel like this guy was, so he feels almost like a loner to me. Didn't, always, he wasn't real close to family, in that way. This is still happening. Hold on, and, I just gotta say that, I'm definitely getting that with him, yeah,
My parents don't have a brother that passed,
okay.
only family friends, like fake uncles, but not blood uncles.
They're not blood uncles, yeah. Because sometimes you can get like uncle vibration. It might not be a blood, not to make it fit, but it's like an uncle vibration. I am gonna say that. I mean, it feels in that way connecting to him. I kept getting something about going out west, Utah, or out that way too. So it doesn't feel like a direct connection, I will tell you that. But he had a tough time in life too. And I do feel he drank, smoked, and he could do manual labor too, so I'm just getting that with him. He did the best he could in life, he did, but I'm not feeling a close connection, but in the physical, but he's trying to reconnect with family even from the spirit world, so I have to say that, for sure. Okay, and I really feel, again, sometimes we don't know, we go home, we talk to someone, I'm not leaving her, I'm connected that way, so I just gotta say that to
I
you.
feel like that's my godmother's husband who passed away.
Yeah,
20 years.
yeah,
We just saw,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
he
yeah.
had a stroke.
Okay, yeah, and the thing is, I'm gonna say this to you, you have a very kind heart. And so, spirit connects with everyone, I get that, but you would be someone that wouldn't be so severe in judgment with someone like that, like you would try to understand, like, what's the situation, where he came from, and I can see why he would wanna connect on that level with you, okay? So I will say that to you. I also feel like with him, he's trying to come through and make the amends, okay? And you're good at listening to people. You're good at seeing all sides, you're like the diplomat, you know what I mean? And so that would be something he would resonate with, okay? Because you're very good like that. He goes, have I already said that once? I'm like, yes, but it's something that he just wasn't able to do here, okay? So again, this, Spirit's learning a lot, you know, and we actually help them. Okay, and it's so interesting because he would enjoy if he had more conversations with you in that way. So I have to say that to you. And you know, just here, you must find that people like to come and talk with you, and they can share their secrets with you because they're safe with you, and you have a wonderful way of calming people down and making them feel good. You do, that. It's a gift. You really can't teach someone that, but I'm feeling that with you too, okay? So believe in yourself more with that too? Because sometimes you have some doubt about, okay, where am I going, what am I doing with all this? And I just feel like you need to believe in yourself more that way, okay? So with that too, I just want to say, and I think why it's coming in or no, is that there's new direction for you, that you want to open your heart, this too, because you're very logical, okay? But sometimes we have to balance that with the heart too. So I just have to say that to you, okay? So believe that, because you bring people up in your quiet, nice way. You don't have to be loud about it, okay? Does that make sense to you? Yeah. Okay, so there's some, what I see when I see like the fingers, there's some new path for you. Okay, so you got this, you really do. And he's very grateful and thankful for you to recognize him, because he was gonna be, again, they're persistent tonight, you know, but definitely, and he's working on him too. And you help people like him, he wants you to know that he's not there. All right, does that make sense? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. What is your name, please?
Sharon.
Sharon, okay. Sharon, I'm gonna say is you have a loud person around you right now, so I'm just gonna say this, okay? Loud person around you. Hold on a minute, let me get it.
I'll scooch over.
You definitely have a loud person around you, okay? Hold on a minute. You listen up too, sir. Yeah. Yeah. No, I know, I'm getting something from over here again too, like they're all jibber jabbering. So this woman, by the way, so I'm like, she's loud too. She is, she's a stick of dynamite, let me tell you. She's probably like 5'1", 5'2". I mean, she's not much taller than that. And when she walks, and I mean it this way, she bounces with so much energy, okay? I mean, she definitely does. I mean, she comes in a room and you know she's in the room because you hear her voice. Hi, how are you? Okay, now I am gonna say her body structure, she's got a shape on her, okay? And she has got short hair, but it seems to me, and I have to say this, that she may have in her time worn, remember the pixie cut, a little, like, not the pixie cut that's short, but like the Dorothy Hamill cut that goes down a little bit like this. Okay, now, with that, sometimes they show themselves younger, but they pass older. I do feel like she passed older, but at some point she definitely had like this haircut, okay? She is, she came in on Mom's side, Sharon, okay? It's Sharon, right?
Right.
Okay, and she would wear makeup, not a lot, but she's dressed herself up, I am gonna say that. She's got comfortable slacks on, and she would wear the ones with the elastic waistband, but she'd have a nice shirt with it too. And the way she's just walking, okay, like I'm here. And she loved family dinners, family times, parties. She'd always show. I really feel like this is an aunt vibration. Like it's not direct connection, okay? It's like an aunt vibration. And she's, I don't want to say she's annoyingly loud, but you knew when she would show up. She was the aunt that talked to everybody, okay? She had darker hair than yours. I am going to say that. I'm not saying it's jet black, but it's definitely darker hair, okay? I also get with her, like she had some persistent health issues, again, like either the blood pressure or diabetes, but I'm always fine. She was always in a good mood, okay? And she also, though, I feel like she had to wear comfortable shoes because she had some stuff wrong with her feet. I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but the feet would either swell or something would go on with the feet, and she'd have to wear the comfortable shoes, but it did not stop her from always walking and doing her thing, okay? And she loved to shop a good bargain. Like I'm seeing the bags like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, I'm seeing all of that, okay? And you're like, who is this lady? Yeah. She's definitely the aunt that was good at gift giving too. And she would definitely get the good gifts at a bargain price. Like she liked the bargain. She absolutely did, okay? And was thoughtful with it, but that's what she liked to do, okay? She was the one that would cut out the coupons. I mean, if there was a sale, she'd make sure she got to it. If there was something she liked on sale, she would go to this. I mean, that's what she would do. And this is random, but I'm seeing bundt cake. Like something about bundt cake being brought to either family reunion or family dinner, but she would do things like that, and I'm also seeing Entenmann's. I know. I can't. Or what doesn't sound like your aunt?
The
dark hair.
Okay.
Haircut.
Okay.
Entenmann's, she did have a cane.
Okay, do you know if something was wrong with her feet? Okay, because it was hard for her sometimes to walk, but she would keep going. Was she loud? All right, oh no then. This person's loud.
I mean, she was like, everybody loved her. She was everybody's
Because
favorite.
yeah, she's coming in, hi, how are you? Like you knew when she was in a room. You knew when she was at the party or at the dinner or something like that. I have to say that to you. This is what I want you, okay, is if you go back and look at pictures of her when she was younger, unless, did you ever have the bob haircut?
No.
All right, look for her then and see about some old pictures. She had some type of, because she's showing herself younger than when she passed.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta say that to you. And I did get Entenmann's, I'm sorry, but I did. Okay, I did. And I'm just saying she liked her pastries and things like that. Did okay? Thank you. So I'm telling you right now, she probably had a secret stash of Entenmann's that she didn't share with anybody. Okay, because she liked her pastries, and she's telling you this, and she's just so. I love her attitude. She's great. So I gotta go with that. Okay. Thank you. And yeah, with the feet and stuff like that, I just gotta say that, okay? She had a heart of gold. I mean, she oh my God, she loved on everyone, okay? And I have to say that. And she says, you do the same thing for all of family. Don't you worry about it, okay? Because you do. You absolutely do, okay? More than you realize, okay? And she says, you know, some people can't always appreciate it either, okay? And she goes, but you have so much love that you give to family. And she goes, I'm here to tell you, I'm your cheerleader. I think that's why she's getting more dramatic too. Like, I know, and she needs you to know that. Like, you got people on your side.
Oh, yes.
No, it's okay. You know, I mean, it's okay. Yeah, it's good. But I feel like she wants to be your cheerleader in spirit. Yeah, okay. All right. So I'm going to say that to you. Yeah, because she was not shutting up until you recognized her. So I'm telling you that. If I had to be here to 12, we were going to be here to 12 in her world, okay? I mean, because she needs you to know she loves you. You always, even as a little baby, she goes, you're just, oh my God, so precious. And always want to make everybody happy. Okay? So she goes, honey, you can't make everyone happy. okay? Really, because you get a sick stomach, and she would be real with her advice, her wisdom, and everything else, I gotta tell you, okay? I mean, she's lighting up the room right now. And I know Mike's not here right now, but she loves Mike's grandmother too. I mean, she get along, oh my God, because they have the same kind of personality and everything, okay? So I just gotta say that to you. And she's like, we need to lighten this up with all the tragedy. She's going like that, but that's what she was good at doing.
She was.
Better than good, I have to say that, okay? It's interesting because she keeps saying your mom's okay. That mom's gonna be okay. So is mom still here?
She is.
Yeah, so mom's okay. We got this, we're helping. So she wants you to know that. Okay? She says you're not the only one that has to do everything. And she's so fine, we got this. Like that. All right, so we want you to know, they want to take some stuff off of your shoulders, Sharon. Like weight, okay? But it's just, she just says you're a love. You're such a love. And the people who really know you know this. But you're like the hottest person on yourself. It's you. Yeah. All right, like there's no such thing as perfection, as they say, right? But man, you're finding it. You will find it. That's your thing, right? She's like, stop looking. Stop looking, okay? Yeah, so she's giving you a big hug. Big hug. And some of the other family members could be loud too, is what she's telling me. But over there, they're having a good time, okay? And I also feel like you need to, from what she's giving me, the energy is lighten it up a little bit. Okay?
Okay.
Like lighten it up, some fun. I just gotta say that to you. And are you walking more? Like, why am I seeing you trying to?
Not lately.
Okay, when you start doing this, she'll be with you because her feet are better. Okay, because she did have a hard time with that. Like, I definitely could feel that, you know? So I just want to say that to you. Yeah. She's like, mwah, 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 mwah. Kiss, kissy. You're a great hugger too, by the way. You are. You absolutely are. Yeah, and you are too, though. She loves you to pieces. She's like your guardian angel over there.
That's awesome. Thank you.
It is, isn't it? That's so cool. So I just have to say that to you. Yeah. All right, I have to come back to you. Polish, huh? You're connected with them too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to, what's your name, please?
Brian.
Brian. Oh, Brian, right? Brian
My father.
Jr. Yeah. Okay. Because Brian, I know I got something over here with the car accident and some stuff, but I got a young energy that was hanging around you right from when I walked in too. And it's still, like I always say, well, who are you with, what's going on? I have to say that young energy is still with you, okay? And it does feel like it was a tragic passing. And it is a male energy that's coming in, and it's still kind of, I hate to say it this way, floating around on it, okay? I will say that. And this energy, it feels like he got hit by something. I'm not sure what it is, but something definitely hit him. It's almost like he got, I hate to say this, but cut really bad in here. I know, you're like, I don't know who it is. So he's standing here though, he's still standing here, so I'm just gonna recognize him right now, okay? I don't think it's for over there. Okay. So that motherly energy, I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Della.
Oh, and Brian Senior's here, okay, good. Della. I'm not, there's a bunch of family coming in, like with you, I feel like I could do the Ancestry.com reading, okay? Because there's so much family around, and I feel like the family is trying to give so much support to the family, okay? But there is like this woman that comes in, it was like the matriarch. She was like the matriarch of the family, okay? And she's old, traditional, old school. The way she came in. She is wearing, and I'm gonna say this again, a dress. Like an old, like just very plain, dress that she's wearing, okay? It's even a dark color, I have to say that. So I know this is hard, because I feel like I'm going back a generation, okay, with this woman too. And she doesn't have a lot of makeup on. I mean, she's just, and not in a bad way, but plain, just plain, okay? She is also someone who connects with the father energy that came in. Who passed younger, I believe the heart attack, okay, because I'm getting that back with that too. I'm not getting much more with that, but the family's here. Is there any type of family reunion or anything coming up, or did come
We
up?
just had an 80th birthday party.
And
last
a lot
weekend.
of family was at it?
All my brothers and sisters.
Sisters, okay, yeah. I just feel like they're trying to recognize all that and family coming in, for sure. I just have to say that, because it's like you all have a lot of energy back here, not just because George is sitting back here, but a lot of energy. So I'm just gonna recognize that. I'm not getting anything else right now, I'm sorry, but I'm just not. And one last thing I just wanna say too, and I know you couldn't recognize it, but there is a young man. It's like he got hit by a train. I mean, he passed right away, obviously. And I kept going down like over this way with his energy. There's a lot of young energy in here tonight. Yeah. And I have to say, it was pretty recent, like recent is within a year or two, too. He's got blondish, sandy brown, blondish hair, too. He's tall, 5'10", 6 feet, he's definitely thin. He's just going out. And he didn't see he didn't do it on purpose, is what he's saying. It was a terrible accident. So I'm just gonna recognize him, if no one can take it right now, but he's here because I feel like he's hanging out with all the young energy that's in the room here tonight, so I just wanna say that. He's down over here, what's your name again? I know you introduced yourself earlier.
Kristen.
Kristen and
Brad.
Brad?
Brad.
Brad. He's behind you, Brad. Yeah. So, and it has something, he's connecting with the train. He's just connecting with the train. He definitely is. He wasn't a loud person, like definitely different. Yeah, if you hear someone yelling in your ear tonight driving home, it's her. He's total opposite, calm, quiet. He looks like he's in his 20s, maybe early 30s, but in his 20s. And he's like, what the heck? It was just an awful accident. He didn't go out there to get hit, you know, like it was just, and it happened, I believe at night, is what he's showing me too. It happened at night. You know anyone named Eric? Eric?
I do, but it wasn't a train, but he did die this past year in an accident.
Did something hit him?
He was hit, it was flipped over and got crushed in a Jeep.
Okay. Why am I getting the train? Then that's him, and it's Eric?
Eric.
All right, okay, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Thank you, because he's just like, again, he's being very persistent. And he did get crushed, like, right away. Do you know anyone, though, with the train accident too? Yeah. Alright, so this is, I'm getting a crossover, which is fine, I don't mean that intentionally, like two people at the same time. Who, okay, can you,
My brother, but he was about 6 feet tall, he was
Yeah.
he was 25, but it was about 9 years ago, not a year ago.
okay, how recent was his? Okay, so did you see what I'm getting? Thank you, ladies, okay, cause here I am thinking I'm going crazy and I'm seeing all these people. I definitely will be going home, where's the wine? Okay. I get emotional with him, okay? We'll talk to Eric too, okay? Like there's just so much young energy in the room tonight. I will say this, Brad, it's Brad, he's shaking Brad's hand. He has, and I know you don't, okay, but it's like he's giving you his okay. I am gonna say that, okay? It did happen fast, like he didn't feel anything, like what the hell hit him, but do you understand him like he goes, I didn't mean to do this? Cause his question, isn't there? Yeah. So he's gonna say this to you. He didn't get up that day and say, I think I'm gonna do this. He didn't. He says, and I want you to believe that. I really didn't mean to. Okay? I know. I'm gonna leave it at that right now. Yeah, okay. He's so sorry. Because, you know, people go back and forth with that. You know, and I'll say this to everyone, anyone who does something, when they go over, they're like, damn, some of the choices they make, but he loves you so much, and you always were there for him, supportive, and but there's some things he says, I couldn't share everything, and he's like, this is like a confessional, if you will, okay? But he always knew how much you loved him, and I do have to say that, and he's so sorry about that, because he didn't give back to you what you could give to him, what you gave to him, you understand? Though he's a loving person, okay? I mean, the energy I'm feeling is, he wouldn't hurt an ant, okay? And so he is growing and healing over there, okay? But you have been an incredible source of love and strength for your family. I have to say that, okay? And he shakes your hand because you're so supportive of that. Like you have a big heart too, in that way, okay? And it's not always in the words, it's our actions. And he sees that, and he wanted you to know that. But I have to say, I'm sorry, and I just kept feeling that with him, okay? Because sometimes I just saw him walking with his head down like this, okay? And lost in his thoughts, and trying to figure things out. He's still figuring those things out. And 9 years is not a long time over there. You know, in spirit world, because things move so fast. But he does, he loves you so much, so much. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Is there a gravestone for him? Someone put some flowers there. Yeah, he says thank you. Because they don't hang out there, but they do definitely visit, okay? And so he's very thankful for that. But you're just such a love, okay? And you're strong. You have created a wonderful life for yourself, and through all of this, and give back to people in such a way that inspires him too, and he sees that. Because what you do for other people, you did for him, okay? You absolutely did. So, I gotta say that. Eric. Yeah, because they're all hanging out. I am gonna say that there was speed involved, okay? Recklessness, he's saying it like it is, okay? Carelessness, lots of noise, screaming, in a fun way though, and I will say that. It was a state of confusion before he passed, is what he's telling me. That's what he experienced. Okay? And at the same time, he says, no one planned to do this. He died right there. I will say this, people were trying to help him at it though. So what happens is they come out of their body and they see what's going on, and he saw that. I'm sorry, it was just so raw, like the screaming and all of that when it happened too. And there's a picture that they either, when you go to the funeral services or something, or they have the picture in the paper of him smiling, handsome. Like, why do bad things happen to good people? Like, people were saying that about him, like he was around all of that too. He's wearing jeans when he walked in too. And he's funny because, yeah, I look good in those jeans. I'm like, okay, yeah, He's trying to lighten it up a little bit. But he could do that too, joke. So random, but do you know if he would dress up for Halloween?
I think so.
Yeah, because he's dressing up for Halloween too. He loved Halloween, okay? And I just have to say that, and he would be the funny one, the quirky one. He even, and I'm gonna say this, if you ever see pictures of him dressed up in a Halloween costume, something with sideburns, okay? Like he would go all out sometimes, that's what he's saying, okay? But he was the comedy show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, so it was, and I say it this way, every passing is devastating, but people were with this, like, what the, okay? And he goes, them saying it, I was saying it, because that's how he is, okay? And so he brings, and I will say this though, a lot of joy and light to the spirit world. I do feel when he transitioned, and I say it this way, we all have lessons to learn, and he wasn't wasting any time. That's him. He worked fast here too. He could talk fast here too, okay? But no one stayed mad at him very long. He had a great smile, caring smile. He was everyone's buddy, okay? And he goes, I still am. It was an awful accident, okay? But he wanted to pop in and say hi, because where there's a party, he's going to it. Does that make sense too? Yeah, he's still doing that too, okay? So I just want to say that to you and thank you. But he's actually hanging out with this one and the other young ones. They all hang out together. That's what they do, and that's how they help each other, okay? Yeah, so I just have to say that. All right, thank you for that. That makes sense, because they both came in together. Yeah. He is good at making friends, so he does that over there in a very helpful way. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And it's so interesting. His response to that is, yeah, I'll talk about that in private, meaning sometimes they can't get to the emotional in a group thing like that. He was best at being funny, the fun one. When it comes to the emotional, my back's turning. Like, yeah, you know that. Okay, so I just gotta say that to you. Yeah. Wow. Okay, thank you. Mom, is your mom still alive? Your mom, yeah, because he said hug mom for me. Yeah. 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 She we all had such a hard time, but he's went through that with her, even in the spirit world, so I just have to say that. But you were such a source of strength for her too. I will say that. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Getting warm. Let me see if there's anything else. All right. I kept hearing something about, this is so random too, Kelly, with the young man that came in, he just kept saying they didn't do a toxicology report or something like that, so I just have to say that, because people didn't want, but they kind of knew, so I'm just going to finish it with that, because I'm just like, I don't know if she knows that or not, but I have to say that in case it comes up, it's like validation, okay, so I'm just going to say that, because he was talking, he's going to be cool too,
He was cool.
He's cool. And they didn't do that, they weren't gonna do that, you know, and he's just kinda saying, because they knew when no one needed to know, and he's talking about his family.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I just wanna say that to you, okay? Yeah. He wasn't gonna admit it, that's why. Like, that's just the way it goes, yeah. Yeah, and you know how I said, and usually I know because I feel like it's ending, but there's a big Labrador dog, I think it's Labrador. Aren't they the big dogs? Over here, in front of, is it Laura?
Yeah,
Yeah. You have a big dog standing in front of you.
I had a new feet.
Okay, thank you. That's, I'm gonna go with that. Absolutely been hanging out with you. Been hanging out, yes. With you all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta say that, yeah.
I know.
Mm-hmm. That's so interesting. Okay, and there's a gentleman in the corner back there wearing a big Texas hat. It's crazy, it's a big Texas hat. What is your name, please?
Peter.
Peter. Big Texas. He's a cowboy. He's got a button-down collared shirt, the jeans with the belt. He's got a little bit of a stomach here, just sitting here, just like this. It may not be for you, Peter, but this guy is hanging out. And he looks like he was in his 50s, early 60s when he's passed, so he was young. Definitely young. Now, did he always wear the Texas hat? No. But he's a big guy, friendly guy, good at business, for sure. People gravitated to him, liked making business deals, for sure. I mean, I gotta tell ya, he's just back and forth looking. He says you're good in business too. Really good in business. He goes, I'm impressed. And I'm like, I'm getting this. I'm not gonna be doing any do-si-doing, but he's just like this looking at you. I am gonna say this, I feel like you've met him through your travels or your business dealings. Again, sometimes it's not a close person, but definitely someone that you've connected with, okay? And he just says, yep, he was a good guy to deal with. I'm just gonna go with this, Peter. And that legit, honest, full of integrity, and I get the sense that there's more deals ahead of you, that just keep doing what you're doing, son, because you know what? You got this. And so I also feel the energy picking up, and some things getting busier for you too, and that you will be traveling a bit more, okay? And I got the chills. And he had a distinct voice. I'm not gonna try to imitate, but it was a little bit, not deep, you just knew when he walked in the room too. And he had the cowboy boots on, because I'm seeing that, okay? So I have to say that to you. But he's impressed with the way you work. Really good. He goes, awesome. And you think very quickly on your feet. You absolutely do. And what he really respects is that when you do your business, you make sure that, hey, let's make sure everyone's gonna benefit from this. Okay? Because he goes, keep doing what you're doing. Okay? So I just gotta say that to you. Yeah. He's going, yep. And he wasn't sick or anything, but I am gonna say I got a chest event, something in the lungs and the heart, is what I'm feeling with him, okay? And this is so, like, I can't believe he's gonna have me say this, but man, he did like his steak. He's a cowboy, but I gotta say that to you, okay? So I will say that, okay? So thank you, okay? Yeah, yeah. You going overseas too?
I did for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like, so again, they connect that way with the timing of like when you may have been connecting to him. So he just said he went overseas. I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah, the Marines.
okay, yeah. So he knew you then. He knew you then too. Okay, so I will say that to you. Yeah. Okay, let me see if anything else. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's patting you on the back now. Yeah. Interesting. All right. Let's see. Oh, there was also a woman. I'm trying to bring her back in. She's in a wheelchair. She was definitely in a wheelchair before she passed, and she's in the back. She's actually sitting next to you, because there's room there.
Me?
Yeah. I don't feel like she's connected with you, but she's sitting in the wheelchair. And she's up against the table. What's that drink? Oh, what is it? It's got a cherry in it. It's got a Manhattan. Thank you. She used to drink Manhattans. And she's she's a small woman, but please people don't. But she's rested her boobs on the table.
Wait, Sal, you know her.
Oh my God, she's this little thing. She's not skinny. I mean, but she's like compact. She's got white hair. She's sitting right up next to you.
Me?
Yes. And she's drinking a Manhattan, and there is. It's the cherry at the end of the, right? Yeah. And she's like, she's just sitting there, and she's looking at everybody, and she goes, "This is fun." And I'm like, "Man, who are you?" Right? Well, she's sitting next to you, okay, because it's comfortable there, and she's got like a house coat on. She's tiny, like height-wise.
Is she a grandmother?
She's like a grandmotherly energy. Yes, if I didn't say that, yes, absolutely.
Is it Jenny?
She could be quick with her words, like, "Who do you think it is?" I mean, she just, her attitude, she might have even said something else, but that's what she's doing. You know, and she's quick with it as she's sitting here. And she talked to anybody, right? But she's got an edge to her. She definitely has an edge to her. And she could be funny though. She absolutely could be funny. And I do believe she smoked when she was younger. Like she quit, but she smoked when she was younger. She had some of her, I don't want to say wild, but interesting days when she was younger, okay? And she didn't always tell everybody that, okay? But she is. I know, she likes him now, Sal, yeah.
She could be my aunt.
Oh, Sal, she's a riot.
She could be an aunt. I mean,
She'd sit up to the bar with you and start drinking with you. Yeah, because I don't feel like she's connected to her, but she likes her. Like she does. Like you two could talk and have a good old time, but she's like, "I'm just here," and she's like, "Oh my God." She's just in having a good time. I mean, she is who she is. She makes no excuses. Yeah.
Wheelchair fit?
And she likes her drinks. She likes nice, you know, like she knows people. I mean, she just is a riot. And she just is sitting there. And she had leg issues because I'm feeling it in my knees,
Yeah.
Sal,
Yeah.
and in my calves. I like when I bent like this, I went, "Ow, okay, that's not me, that's her." But she left this world in such a feisty. Well, one of the things I got with her too is I got raspy in her voice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like it's in here and here, and ultimately her heart gave out on her, and that's what she's saying. "I'm fine now. I was fine." And I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but that's her.
yeah.
And would you know if because see, you remember early when I got the art with you and
Yeah.
that, like, if she knew any people that were autistic, maybe were in the theater, Broadway, because I get that around you. If not, that's okay. All right. I'm just gonna say that, like, she definitely has that aura about her. And knowing people like that, and I'm not saying famous, they didn't have to be famous.
Yeah.
Okay, but, she,
Yeah, watch out for the wheel.
yeah.
That's about my
And her boobs are on the table. Sal's on her.
Oh, sorry, Sal.
And her boobs are on the table. Seriously. There you go. There you go.
What's in there?
There you go.
But she would sit like that. She would, Sal,
drinks
she would sit
Manhattans
like
too.
Oh,
that.
good, I like her more.
She likes meat.
Let me know when she's gone.
She likes her spiciness, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would like that, yeah, okay? And she used to sometimes to suck on hard candies or something too, okay? So I just gotta say, you also have a very independent spirit. You do, Sal. She did too, she still does, okay? And you have a direct way about you, in a kind way. Okay, she was a little bit more, she's just go, but there's always love mixed into it. So she's just coming in, and I felt her, because that's when I was scanning, I'm like, there's someone else sitting next to Sal, who is it? And then she brought her way up here, like I'm here. Okay, so she had a good life, and she says this to everyone, because she take over the room. She says, everyone, you have to live joyfully. You can't worry, you can't sweat about the small stuff. You know, I mean, because when you look 5 years down the road, which goes like this, do you remember everything you worried about? No. But she was a wise woman that way. She absolutely is and was. And I even think, if I'm seeing this, and I am, like, you know those, what are they called? Like when I said she had the house coat and things like that, like the, faux fur.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, she's like wearing this. I mean, she's
Like
just.
leopard print.
Yes! Oh my God. She's she's walking more. Like, she's getting up, she's getting healthy, okay? And so she shows her divine to everyone, and we can't be afraid of that. All right? Hey, this is who I am. Yeah, okay? So she does. She loves you. And she'd be the type, too, that would give you a kick in the butt if you needed it. And so spiritually speaking, you need one, she'll be there to give it to you. All right, thank you, Sal. That's the first for me, seeing her again. I'm like, seriously. Thank you, okay. Let me see. All right, I think with that, we're gonna end. No, I will say, because I said I get animals sometimes too, which I got that, but someone, and the cats came in, 1, 2, 3, down this aisle here. I don't know if it's not, no, and you don't, all the way down, you have the cats? All right, so they're running up and down, thank you, because it is not just one cat. 2 cats, then it goes to 3 cats, okay? So that's the cat lady right there, okay? I get the sense you're always gonna have the cats in your life, and that's just the way it goes, yeah, for sure. And I think, Mark, your father's passed too, your name's, yeah, okay, all right. I got military, like something in military, unless it's over here. Uniform.
You didn't die via military.
No, but something about wearing a uniform. Like, I kept seeing a tall man next to you in a uniform, and I was trying to figure out which uniform it is, and I couldn't, but I just wanted to recognize his energy because I'm scanning the room. And he's standing right next to you, too. And that there's a picture of him, and I'm just gonna say this, in a suit jacket with, like, you know how you have the handkerchief here? In the nice slacks with it. So there's definitely a picture of him. And he's younger too, and his hair is combed like this. So he's showing himself younger too, because he's, again, healthy, been in spirit for a while, but his presence is around you and the whole family. I Thank you, I just wanna say that. So he was patiently waiting. Yeah, okay, thank you, patiently. So, and he's just going like that, okay. All right, thank you, Spirit, thank you. Yeah. If anyone has any questions, you wanna come up and talk to me privately too, please feel free to do that. And again, those that didn't come in, I wish I could get to everyone, but keep talking to them, they will come in, definitely. And just know that Spirit's love and blessings around you. So thank you all very much. Thank you.